and welcome to Let's Move with Charlotte, the podcast that is to get you to move. I will be discussing all things related to movement, joy, confidence, and anything in between because I am here to help you make those small daily habits, easy habits, and just to be you. That's it. Just you. So, let's get on with the show. Hello and welcome back. So today's episode is an Ask Me Anything. So at the time of this episode going out, I am currently in the Isle of Wight, and this has not been recorded from the Isle of Wight. I have recorded it ahead because if I took my laptop with me, the temptation to do work would be too much. So I've left the laptop behind, but I've got some Ask Me Anythings for you. And if you have got some burning questions that you really would love me to answer, send them in, and you never know, in some point in the future, I will do another Ask Me Anything. So, I've only got a few, and that's fine because we don't want to overwhelm with questions. And apologies if you can hear music in the background, the neighbours are being quite noisy. So, first question is, do you still do in-person lessons? And the answer is yes. So, yes, everything I have been promoting and talking about recently is my movement sessions that happen online, but that doesn't mean that I've completely stopped in person. I still do first dance lessons from the comfort of home, and I still do the Theme 10 parties. So, yes, I'm still in person. And who knows, maybe at some point there will be a pop-up movement session in person. So, yeah, they still happen. Not completely. I can't completely neglect my roots. So, no, I am definitely 100% bit of a hybrid, and I love it. So, hope that answers your question. The next one is, do you have a favorite song to move to? And in reality, no. If you looked at my music library, there is a mixture. It goes from musicals through to pop, through to rock, 80s, 90s, different medleys that I've had to do for hen parties. There is a concoction of music in my library. Do I have a favorite? No. I tend to go based on my mood. So if I'm happy, it's more of an upbeat song. If I'm a bit then it might be a bit slower. But no, I don't really have a favorite because I have such a wide taste in music because of the different things I've had to teach to or dance to growing up. I listen to most things. The only thing I don't really listen to is screamo and kind of really proper like hardcore rock kind of things. I just can't get into it. But generally I dance to anything. As long as it's got beat, I can soon find a two-step that I can do. So no, I don't have a favourite. But do you have a favourite? I'd love to know if you have a favourite. So let's see, what else have we got? Okay. Favourite dance style? Um, See, it's a tricky one. Or is it? No, I'd say contemporary is probably my favourite. I did a lot of ballet growing up, and if you've listened to one of my earlier episodes, you'll know that ballet actually caused a hip injury. So I'm a bit reluctant now to go and do ballet. I'd love to go and do a class and see how I get on, but I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared that I'm going to undo what is it now, 2013, that I'm going to undo a 13-year operation. Touch wood, that shouldn't happen, but I'm just not sure it's worth the risk. So, as much as I'd love to go and do a ballet class, I'm just not convinced that it's the right thing for me. So I tend to go for more contemporary because it's less rigid, it's more freeing, very expressive. Again, if you watch any of my videos that I've put out on my socials, particularly my Instagram, beyond the pole dance videos, there are some dancey ones in there. They're probably more contemporary style. So that would probably be my go-to, as much as I have taught a lot of street dance and kind of pop and stuff. But yeah, if I had a choice, it would probably be contemporary. It's just so there's no rules, and I'm a little bit of a rule breaker. So that would be mine. And then the final question, and this always gets asked, is what got me into dance? And I don't think I've ever actually shared this, so here we go. So I have danced since I was 4. I grew up in Milton Keynes, and the school that I went to did dance lessons. So that's kind of where the journey began, that it was part of our everyday curriculum within school. We then moved up to the Midlands, and I paraphrase because obviously I don't remember. I paraphrase and I asked my mum what about dance lessons. Her not realizing that I was actually enjoying it and wanted to do more of it. So we went to the local dance school that was recommended. Shout out to Julie Bromwich Dance Academy. And the rest, as they say, is history. So I walked through those pink walls at 5. I left them at 17. I went on to do my dance degree at 18. And yeah, the rest is history because then from uni, I then did my teaching degree and then I've built a kind of building a career around dance. But that's where it all started. And like I said, I don't actually think I've ever shared that. That, yeah, it came from school. We moved and I was like, well, hang on, what about dance? And there was a point when I was doing ballet, tap, jazz, I was doing Irish, I was doing ballroom. I was doing it all in all the shows, and obviously something had to give. So the Irish stopped quite quick. I was too light on my feet. I couldn't get enough lift. So I did quite struggle with the Irish dancing, even though Irish is in my roots. I am half Irish. My mum was born in Dublin. And we've still got family over there. So yeah, Irish is in my blood, but I really struggled with it. Ballroom, my partner wasn't brilliant. So something had to give. So they stopped and I continued with the ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary, commercial, the shenanigans. And yeah, I left that dance school at 17 and then went to uni at 18 and have followed from there. So this is why I say that if I was to have a walk-on song or if there was a song to describe your life, it would 100% be Thank You for the Music from ABBA. And I think I said this in a talk that I did before Christmas, that I was singing before I could talk and I was 100% dancing before I could walk. Growing up, I was quite often seen dancing around the supermarket aisles, probably because I'd come from rehearsal. Mum needed to pick up a few bits, so I'm continuing the choreography that had been done that night. My dad made the fatal mistake of giving me a wooden floor in my bedroom, and my bedroom was above the kitchen. So I'd often be told, "Will you stand still?" Don't give a dancer a wooden floor or a tiled floor or anything that makes a sound. So yeah, I started at 4. And at 32, I'm still kind of going. So they're only short and sweet questions, but they're kind of some of the popular ones that had kept coming through. So I was like, right, everyone keeps asking these, so let's answer them. But if you have a burning question, let me know, and maybe I'll do another Ask Me Anything in a future episode. So I hope you're enjoying the weather, whatever it's doing where you are, and I'll see you next week. You've been listening to Let's Move with Charlotte. If you've enjoyed this, hit the follow button and subscribe. If you want to know more about what I'm up to, come and find me online. The details are all in the show notes. Until next time.